Welcome back to Exploring Whiskey. I'm Kevin, and joining me today is not Eric, it's Adam.
What's up, everybody?
So Adam has, you might have heard me or Eric during one of the episodes talk about something with a cocktail, and we'd drop in Adam's name, or we'd say Morgan, something along those lines, and donated a handful of bottles for us to review since we've been doing this channel. You know, we just figured another way to explore whiskey is to do cocktails. So, chit-chatting.
Yeah, over a few pours of Irish whiskeys, we decided, hey, would it be cool to try out some whiskey cocktails on the show? So, if you like what you see, thumbs up,
Absolutely.
comment, and let us know what you think.
Cool.
We'll start off the first drink with the quintessential whiskey cocktail, the Old Fashioned.
So this particular one, we're gonna do the bourbon old fashioned. A lot of times people do a rise. Never really seen anything outside of that. I don't think Scotch is one to do or any of that stuff. So bourbon and rye is usually back and forth depending on what kind of note you're going for, right?
True, yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna let Adam take over, and I'll catch up with you after he's done.
All right, the Old Fashioned. Pretty simple drink consisting of 3 main ingredients. You've got your spirit. Today we're using a Belmead Reserve, 108 proof. We've got bitters, and we have our sweetener. All right, so we're going to start out with our spirit. We're using a Belmead Reserve. 2 ounces. Now we're going to add our bitters. I like to do a combination of Angostura. I like to do the classic and the orange to build on that orange flavor. So we're going to do 2 dashes of each. Half ounce to 3/4 of an ounce simple syrup. Traditionally, this drink was made with muddled sugar, but hey, sugar water, that's what simple syrup is. So basically did it the same way. So we want to mix this up, incorporate our ingredients together, and add ice. I also like to break a few. Speeds up the dilution and the chilling process, which is very important. So no under 30 turns here. We want to do at least 30 to 40 spins here. Very important. We're chilling the cocktail and you are diluting it, adding water so it's evolving in your hand. You'll start feeling your shaker start to get cold, almost a little condensation on the outside. That's when you know you're done. All right. I have a glass prepared with a large cube. Don't have to go with a large cube or a sphere, but smaller ice will melt faster. It will change your drink way faster, so I recommend a larger cube. You're gonna pour your spirit right on top there. Huge fan of Luxardo cherries. Nothing better at the end of a good old fashioned than a sweet whiskey soaked cherry on there. So last step, nice piece of orange peel. I like to go from top to bottom. You don't want to get too far into the rind, which is the bitter part of the orange. You want the sweet outside, where the sweet oils are. So nice big cut of orange. You're going to express that over the top of the glass. It's up to you. I like to put my rind inside. Some bartenders do not do that. And there you have it, Old Fashioned. All right,
well,
cheers.
Cheers.
See what you think.
Yeah, man. Ooh, that's real nice. Good. Got all the orange coming through real strong.
Yeah.
The cherry complements the bourbon, which has a cherry note in it.
Yeah.
So those kind of things are playing off of each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice
yeah.
little drink right there.
Yeah, good Old Fashioned, in my opinion, is a good, I mean, it's an experience. Like it should be like an evolving experience from the first First sip, like when you bring an old fashioned to your nose, you should get a hit of orange peel. That's the first thing you should get.
From the expression.
First expression, yeah.
Yep.
That leads you into the drink. You got some endorphins going. You're excited. Bam, you hit your spirit, and then from there it's fun. And then all your ingredients change if you use different bitters, different simple syrups. Things play off of each other, but you should get a good mix of the bitter. For instance, yeah, like what you mentioned, the cherry notes from the bourbon come out.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
So the two different bitters. I know you said the one was orange. Is the other one just a standard flavor, or is there something special about that guy?
Standard flavor. It's pretty much one of the most popular bitters. It's very pungent, but has very standard bitter flavors, if that makes sense. There's nothing special. Yeah, there's a lot of different bitters that are made with different fruits, different spices. You got chocolate bitters, which all can do different things to cocktails. But
that's where they start to get to the chocolate old fashions and
Yes.
things like that. It's all through the bitters.
yes,
Very
exactly.
nice.
Traditionally, when you get an old fashioned at a bar and you don't see them making them,
Right.
90% of the time it's these two bitters.
And the orange peel, I like that oil expression. Yeah, that really adds to that nose that comes off of there. And then as that cube slowly dilutes, everything else the fragrance starts to come out of there.
And the cool thing about old fashioned, as I said, is it evolves. Every time you drink an old fashioned, it's changed. It's never going to be the same as the sip beforehand. You've got that dilution, more water is incorporated, and things change.
So with the
awesome.
simple syrup, I know you made your own. I actually made my own as well. Easy, granulated sugar, water, boil it all up. It's perfect. It never settles back down. But there's some other things that people use, right?
Yeah, different types of sugars. I use a Demerara sugar, which is an Italian sugar that creates its own sort of molasses flavor that comes out at the end. Terminato sugar is another really popular sugar to make into a simple syrup.
Traditionally, they would take the sugar like a cube and then put some water in it, just muddle it all up, and that's how they would start that cocktail.
Right, yeah, you start with, a lot of bartenders call it a paste. So you take your sugar, douse it in your bitters, make that into a nice paste. You want to roll your muddling pin, not just sort of break it up, but make a nice paste, which helps incorporating the sugar into the drink.
Okay. So you're doing it with the bitters, not just water.
Not just, so
nice.
and some bartenders actually add a little bit of soda at that point. So you get a little bit of acid going on, and it actually breaks down the sugar a little bit better. But traditionalists will say that's savagery. You don't do that.
Just like your cherry.
Doesn't matter. I mean, a perfect old fashioned is what you want. I mean, it's how you make it. The great thing about an old fashioned is it's a traditional recipe, and then how you play on it, which makes it great. I've had some that you've had over here before with a flaming stick of cinnamon inside of it.
Yes, had that.
I've had some places with different fruit juices. I'm not saying I was a fan of that, but people make it their own way. And, if it's good, you sell it to me
or smoked. I know a lot of places, and you can even get like at home smoking kits to smoke your old fashioned. There's a lot of places that turns into part of the show of making the old fashioned right in front of you is actually like a smoke box and doing like all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different options here, but really, to your point, this is a very old fashioned drink.
Yes.
So, it started with a whiskey, sometimes a brandy, apparently.
Yeah.
But mainly a whiskey, a sugar, a water, and the bitter.
And the bitters.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. Like that's what it was. And then in the late 1800s, bartenders started to get more creative. Adding a bunch of stuff to their whiskey cocktails, and people were just like, no, I just want an old-fashioned whiskey cocktail. And that's literally how that started.
Exactly. That's how the name came. Yeah, that's exactly how the name came up. And then in 1881, it was officially branded as a cocktail.
Right.
And so it's one of the, like we said earlier, the quintessential cocktails in the list of, When it came to America, it was then, we Americanized it by throwing on some rye whiskey in there. And so we made it our own, and it's better. I've had them with brandy. I'm not saying anything, but the depth of a bourbon and a rye inside this cocktail just changes it so much. It's fantastic.
And then the kicker goes back to Louisville. So Louisville has it was quoted as in the article that we were reading, gentlemen's club, but back in that day, that actually meant like a men's only club, like you guys hanging, social club, not really like a gentleman's club.
Yeah, not what we would call a gentleman's club nowadays.
No,
This was
exactly.
proper
gentlemen
drinking with
sipping
their
and
pinkies
hanging,
out.
yeah, maybe smoking a cigar or something along those lines. That club in Louisville, Kentucky, they claimed that they created this, but there's mentions well before that timeline of when they actually opened. But who wants to ruin a really good story? Louisville turned around and made this their state cocktail.
Yeah.
I really enjoy now living closer to Louisville because this just wasn't on my radar at all. They created a whiskey fortnight in the beginning of June. For 2 weeks, they celebrate old fashions and whiskey. And then I think the June 14th is like National Whiskey Day or something along those lines.
Yep,
Or
that's right.
National Bourbon Day, one of the others. They actually, they just took it, made it their own, and went with it. And yeah, old fashioned is the state cocktail. And yeah, that's one reason I like Kentucky because of that.
Oh yeah.
I think this is a solid drink. This is a great intro drink to somebody who's just getting more into different whiskeys and things like that.
True.
It's a good way to kind of sweeten it up, cut down that ethanol kick that some people think whiskey just burns too much, all that kind of stuff. This is a 108 proof whiskey,
True.
and you're not getting that at all.
Yeah, you're not getting you're not getting any kind of burn. It's a great drink for the ladies too. If you want to get your wife into bourbon,
Having a little fruit in there, sweetens it
some of the
up,
sweetness, yeah.
cuts
Let it-
everything down. So
let it go down. My wife, no. She's not going to drink it at all. Doesn't matter how much ice is in here.
my wife wouldn't do it either.
Brown water to her.
Exactly. We'll take it as episode 1 of exploring whiskey cocktails. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to name these. We'll figure that out. But if you enjoyed this episode, leave a comment. Let us know because I think I liked it. I really want to do more of these. If this is something that you want to see more of, let us know. And if you could, be great if, down at the bottom, if you could like the episode, just let us know that you appreciate this kind of content. While you're down there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. You can hit the bell icon just in case you want to get notified every time we put out a new episode. And, as always, thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.